G'day, this is Russ on the swamp. This time it's without Rui and it's a video swamp, a video podcast that I'm doing. I'm going to do a review of a book that I've got. I have this little book, it's not one that I've got, but I borrowed it from the local library, called Dust and Grooves. Very much a big coffee table book, lots of pictures, very visual. So I thought maybe we'd do a video podcast for it because these things don't translate too well, I find, on just audio. Talking about the images sort of doesn't go well together, does it? So that's what I'm going to do. The book is about record collectors, about how obsessive they can be, and lots of photos of mostly guys with their enormous record collections, record libraries and so forth. The book is subtitled Adventures in Record Collecting. It's by a fellow called Eilon Paz, that's E-I-L-O-N Paz, P-A-Z, peace, Spanish. And yeah, it's a great little book. At the end of my little review, I'm going to show you around the swamp, actually. You can have a look at some of my records that I've collected over the years and get an idea of what sort of a crazy record collector I am. I've got some fabulous albums I'd like to show you, some singles, some rarities and so forth that I'd also like to show you and talk about before we end the program. So let's get started. Now, in order to do this, I need to grab the camera, take my glasses off obviously, and I'll put the camera on, because what this is, hello there, yes, it's sort of camera glasses that my sister Jeanette bought for me many moons ago. Thanks, Jeanette. And really, very handy because look, come on, no hands. So let's go through this book. I thought I might start by reading Eilon Paz's little intro to this book, Dust and Grooves, Adventures in Record Collecting, etc., etc. I'll see if I can get the publisher's information here for you. 10 Speed Press is the name of the publisher, published 2015, blah, 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 blah. The intro here from Eilon Paz, I'll just read a brief excerpt from that. While I'm doing that, through the miracle of editing, we'll flick through some of the pages as a voiceover, if you like. As you can see, I've marked out a few of the pages, which I'll get back to in a minute, but let's just quickly have a look at some of these amazing images here of people with their crazy record collections. Some are neat, some are not so neat, some are just more like libraries, I guess you'd say, wouldn't you? And lots of photos of people with their album covers covering their heads, this sort of crazy, funny sort of thing that they do sometimes, which I might do myself actually in the course of this, we'll see. But as I'm looking at these, I'm thinking already some people have more time than they need, maybe too much time, because you do wonder, will people ever have the time to listen to all these albums more than once? This is where record collecting gets very obsessive. So yeah, let's read this intro while I'm going through. I've come to think that there's something really pure and primal about collecting vinyl and about the people who do it. It's the reason why I have been so adamant about sticking to vinyl collectors only and have avoided cassette tape addicts and CD hoarders. Having a record collection in this digital dominant climate is a very particular thing. It's a pain in the ass, frankly. It's not convenient, it's not necessary, and it makes little sense. I ask myself why I keep buying records. I move a lot, and records weren't built for dragging around the world. But even in this digital age, we humans still love to have objects. We love to have stuff. It's comforting. Music is comforting. And at the intersection of these timeless human comforts, we find a beautiful obsession called record collecting. I particularly like this one, Badly Drawn Paul Sees All. He is indeed badly drawn, Paul. Record player, microwave. What a great idea. Not. Put the record in your microwave, see what happens. Alright, thanks for that. Eilon, in case you hadn't noticed, is actually a photographer, and that was the main purpose of his doing this book, photographing lots of record collectors and showing his photographic skills. I really love the way he sort of does montages of the people he's photographing, so you can get all these different versions of the same guy in here. There's always a little text down here, where it all began, Joel Oliveira, New York, photographs taken at Tropicalia in Peru, Tropicalia in furs. And a lot of the people he's photographed, a lot of them seem to be based in New York or Brooklyn. There's some West Coast, and also overseas people. Some photos of people in Turkey and Israel, South America. Check this one out. Aretha's voice, a brick house medallion dangling between breasts, and the Godfather of Soul's legs. Now that is one party I want to be at. Alright, oh boy. Now this is an example of a messy collector, I would say, very different to what I am. I'm just trying to pick out some of my favourite things here. I love these dudes. Look at this, the links. Beautiful, beautiful. Amir Questlove Thompson, Philadelphia. Yeah, a lot of these guys are DJs, which explains a lot. It makes sense. The DJs would be some of your biggest record collectors. Oh yeah, wow. Then Blackwell, Nashville, the White Stripes, Lafayette Blues. This hand-printed copy of the White Stripes Lafayette Blues single is unique. If I had to cut my collection down to one record, I think this would be it. Wow, that's quite a call, man. And I don't know if I could do that, but kudos to you. White Stripes, a great band. Yeah. This is a fabulous quote of the guitarist here who's holding up the David Bowie album. Philippe Cohen Soulal, Paris, France. My uncle would give me money to go to prostitutes, but I was actually spending all the money at the Concerto record shop. I was more interested in music than sex. Woohoo. Okay, like I said, DJs. I really like this. These dudes, James Gallus and Jason Tramwell, and impromptu DJ set during a photo shoot, inspired by pulling records and reminiscing, as you do. Now another thing that this book does, sometimes we get a lovely fold out section like this. Look at that. Cool. Now here's something unusual. A woman, finally a woman. There are some here, and her quote here is revealing, and I tend to agree with what she says here. Her name is Sheila Bergel, Brooklyn, New York. Pete Regolo and his orchestra behind Brigitte Bardot. It's essentially jazzed up rearrangements of her film themes, but I didn't buy it for the music. No, I can see why. Wow. Okay, let's jump over to this one here. This is another fabulous album cover, and another woman, Margaret Barton Fumo. She smokes. And look what she's got. It's, if I'm not mistaken, that's Hawkwind's. Yep, there's the cover there. Hawkwind's Space Ritual, fabulous live album. I have it on CD, not this lovely big gatefold album cover version, which I'm sure would set me back a few pretty pennies. The perfect artwork for a pinnacle space rock album. I agree with you, Margaret. I agree. All right. Now here's another aspect of this book I really like, where the photographer really comes out. Look at that, a really nice sense of light, really nicely composed shot, and look at that room. Look at the things in there, the musical instruments, fabulous paintings and posters. And I noticed down here, it's probably a detail it's hard to see, but that's an album by a fellow called Esquivel. Other Worlds, Other Sounds. I have the sequel to that album. I really want to get that one. I'm sort of drooling at that one there. That would be fabulous. It's really cool space age bachelor pad music. Great. Alright, we're just jumping over now. Here's another fabulous. This isn't really an album cover, it's a series of them. Have a look. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You collect them all and you get this amazing display here, these fabulous retro babes. Reminds me very much of Jimi Hendrix's Electric Ladyland. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the same photographer. What does it say down here? They were released each month and formed this big picture. I've been picking them up for at least 15 years now, and I finally got the last one that I needed in 2013. Stoked, I bet he was. A terrifying journey into Uri Geller's huge ego. Now this guy here is really cool. I like him. He's holding a self-made disc of a Velvet Underground song, Sunday Morning, that he had made, and the text is really nice. His name's Ben Blackwell, Nashville, Tennessee. I had this record custom made in order to propose to my wife in a really special way. It plays the Velvet Underground Sunday Morning, and then I added a recording of my voice saying, "Melissa, will you marry me?" in a locked groove at the end. That is a cool way to do it, and I'm assuming she said yes. She would have been foolish to say no. I love the cream belt buckle too, dude. You are cool, Ben. You the man. Oh, this guy. This guy. Dante Candelora, with his collection of Muppet Show albums. Bert, he's smart like me, and yellow. Yellow is my favourite colour. Philadelphia. You see the fun of this? It's I mean, come on. How can you not spend a very enjoyable day just flicking through all these amazing photos and reminiscences of a record album obsessives? Is again Joni Mitchell's Blue, and a lady who's a big fan. My record collection probably tells the story of my life better than I could in words. Yeah, that's Colleen Murphy. Yeah, this is check this out. This is one of the few exterior shots. This fella, what's he doing? You wonder about the context. Where is he? And why is it all such a mess? And the text clues you in. Mark Johnson, Philadelphia, 5 a.m. at a flea market near Philadelphia. I'm getting a first look at a truckload of records before they hit the bins. Wow, that's dedication. 5 a.m. to get the first look at the beauty is on offer. I identify heavily with that idea. And then finally, the final shot I've decided to choose for this. Hopefully you can see it, it's a bit murky, but there's a lady there checking out a record in this pile of junk, and look at this place. Where is it? What does the text say? Julia Rodanova, Brooklyn, New York. Even after 30 years, there's still more to find in Eddie Three-Way's New Orleans attic. With extra time, extra patience, a headlight, and at least $100, you could come away with as many gems as splinters. So there, I'll leave you there with the book. There's plenty more to see, but that's enough for now. Dust and Grooves, Adventures in Record Collection.